Here with us, Mr. Wang Junzheng, Secretary of the CPC Xizang Autonomous Regional Committee, and Mr. Gama Zedeng, Deputy Secretary of the CPC Xizang Autonomous Regional Committee and Chairman of the People's Government. He will brief you on the economic and social development of Xizang over the past 60 years. Now, Mr. Wang will deliver the opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, friends, good morning. This year marks the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Xizang Autonomous Region. Today, we're holding this special press conference. First, on behalf of the Party Regional Committee and the People's Government, I'd like to extend our warmest welcome to all of you. And through you, friends from the media, we'd like to show our heartfelt thanks to people from various sectors who have shown support and care for Xizang over the past 60 years. In 1951, Xizang witnessed the peaceful liberation, and 60 years ago, the Xizang Autonomous Region was founded, marking a new chapter in its history. And the past 6 decades have been truly remarkable. And under the leadership of the Communist Party of China, Xizang has established a socialist system and a people's democratic government, carried out reform and opening up, built a moderately prosperous society in all respects, and joined the rest of the country on the journey toward building China into a modern socialist country in all respects. Xizang has undergone a historic transformation from darkness to brightness, backwardness to progress, poverty to prosperity, autocracy to democracy, and isolation to openness. Xizang's social productivity has been greatly unleashed and raised, creating what many call a miracle of leaping forward by 1,000 years in just a few decades. In particular, since the 18th CPC National Congress in 2012, the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core has placed high importance on work related to Xizang. And President Xi made personal inspection tours to Xizang and gave instructions. At the 6th and 7th national meetings on Xizang, the Party Central Committee outlined new guidelines for governing Xizang in the new era and launched a series of preferential policies and major projects, as well as the 4 priorities for Xizang. These efforts have helped us solve many long-standing, intractable problems and accomplish many important goals that had long been out of reach. As a result, Xizang has made all-round and historic progress in economic and social development. Xizang today enjoys continued social stability and positive momentum. We have always made maintaining stability our top political priority, staying vigilant and proactive. Through sound mechanisms and a consistent law-based approach, stability efforts are embedded in our daily work and carried out at the community level. As a result, public satisfaction and sense of security among all ethnic groups have remained above 99%. Extensive efforts to promote ethnic unity and progress are producing tangible results. Interaction and integration among different ethnic groups have deepened, and all 7 prefecture-level cities in Xizang have been recognized as national models for ethnic unity and progress. A stronger sense of community for the Chinese nation has taken deeper root. We continue to adapt various religions to China's realities and fully protect freedom of religious belief. Educational campaigns on national identity, civic responsibility, and the rule of law are widely carried out, ensuring religious amity and harmony within temples. Initiatives to strengthen and develop border areas are making solid progress. Infrastructure in border villages has improved significantly, along with residents' living and working conditions. Thriving local industries have taken shape, helping to secure the border, ensure safety, and enhance the well-being of border communities. Xizang's economic development has reached new heights. In 2024, the region's GDP hit 276.5 billion yuan. So this, at constant prices, is 155 times what it was in 1965, with an average annual growth rate of 8.9%. Local government revenue reached 27.7 billion yuan, 1,258 times that of 1965, growing at an average annual rate of 12.9%. Looking at the 60-year journey, it took 50 years for Xizang to reach the first 100 billion yuan in GDP, but only 6 more years to double that figure. Since 2021, through continued hard work, Xizang's economy has expanded steadily, with noticeable improvements in quality and efficiency. Modern industries such as clean energy, cultural tourism, and plateau-based light manufacturing are booming. And a modern industrial system has begun to take shape. Xizang's capacity for self-sustained growth continues to strengthen. For several consecutive years, Xizang has ranked among the top in the country in terms of growth in key economic indicators. Compared to the past, the progress is significant. Compared to other regions, the pace is rapid. This year, Xizang's GDP is expected to exceed 300 billion yuan, marking our third 100 billion milestone. Xizang's infrastructure has seen steady improvements. The roof of the world has seen a multimodal transportation network. Xizang is no longer an isolated place. From the opening of the Qinghai-Xizang and Sichuan-Xizang highways to the operation of the Qinghai-Xizang Railway, and now with the high-speed Fuxing bullet trains running across the plateau, Xizang has left behind the era of carrying goods by human labor or pack animals. By the end of 2024, Xizang's total road length reached 124,900 kilometers, and its railway network extended to 1,359 kilometers. This region now operates 183 international and domestic air routes. 4 major power grids, Qinghai-Xizang, Sichuan-Xizang, Central Xizang, and Gari, have been completed and put into operation, with the main grid covering every county and district. Access to safe drinking water in rural areas has been fully secured, and every village is now connected to fiber internet and 4G networks. These developments have eased infrastructure bottlenecks and injected strong momentum into its high-quality growth. There has been a notable rise in Xizang people's standards of living. With the firm leadership of the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, Xizang completely eradicated absolute poverty. Education has been a top priority, and Xizang was the first in the country to offer 15 years of government-funded education from kindergarten through high school. Fine traditional culture in Xizang is being effectively preserved and utilized, and public cultural services continue to improve. The public healthcare system in both urban and rural areas has been refined. Health checkups are now available to all farmers and herders. The region's life expectancy has risen to 72.5 years. Urbanization is advancing at a faster rate, with modern and distinctive towns emerging across the plateau. Social security systems continue to improve, delivering a tighter safety net for people's livelihoods. In 2024, the per capita disposable income of urban residents reached 55,444 yuan. That's 121 times that of 1965, with an average annual growth rate of 8.5%. For rural residents, it reached 21,478 yuan, 199 times higher than in 1965, growing at an average of 9.4% per year. People of all ethnic groups now have access to decent housing, income, elderly care, education, and healthcare. Their sense of fulfillment is deeper, happiness more lasting, and they have more assured sense of security. Xizang stands taller as an eco-secure region, committed to prioritizing ecological protection and conservation. The region strictly enforces the law on ecological conservation on the Qinghai, Tibet Plateau, and actively implements national plans for safeguarding eco-environmental security. More than 50% of Xizang's land area has been placed under strict ecological protection zones. A holistic approach has been adopted to protect and manage mountains, rivers, forests, farmland, lakes, grasslands, and deserts. A large-scale greening campaign, including over 1 million mu, that's roughly 67,000 hectares of afforestation in the mountains to the north and south of Lhasa, have pushed forest coverage to 12.31%. Xizang has created 440,000 jobs in the eco-environmental sector, distributing over 1.5 billion yuan in subsidies annually. These efforts have not only preserved the environment but also provided locals with pathways to a better life. Regarding air quality, 99.7% of days in Xizang have been rated as excellent or good. All major rivers and lakes now enjoy a water quality rating of grade 3 or fairly good or higher. Xizang remains as one of the most ecologically sound regions in the world. Whole process, people's democracy, has seen solid progress. The system of regional ethnic autonomy continues to improve, democratic institutions are being strengthened, and people of all ethnic groups fully enjoy the legal rights to participate in the deliberation and administration of state affairs. There are 42,153 deputies to people's congresses at all 4 levels across the region, with 89.2% being Tibetans or members of other ethnic minorities. And Xizang has 24 deputies in the 14th National People's Congress, 16 of whom are from ethnic minorities, including representatives from smaller groups such as the Menba and Loba peoples. Among the 29 Xizang-based members of the CPPCC National Committee, 86.2% are from minority groups. The system of community-level self-governance is steadily improving, and over 90% of administrative villages have established transparency bulletin boards, ensuring people's rights to be informed, to participate, to make decisions, and to exercise oversight. Party building in Xizang has been strengthened across the board. Over the past 60 years, party organizations at all levels have grown from small and weak to strong and well-established. Party building is becoming ever more sound and institutionalized. The party's governance capacity has steadily increased. The number of party members in the region had grown from 14,800 at the time of its founding to 470,400 in 2024. A strong focus has been placed on the work at the community level. Since 2011, 14 groups totaling over 297,000 officials have been dispatched to villages to help local people solve problems and improve their lives, building a bridge of trust between the party and the people. And a clear merit-based approach to selecting and appointing officials has been adopted. Efforts to improve party conduct and ensure strong implementation have deepened. And we discover, appoint, and utilize officials in the front line, and a loyal, clean, and responsible team of officials is being built, fostering a positive work atmosphere marked by unity, harmony, and motivation. As a result, the party's governance foundation in Xizang continues to grow stronger. The past 60 years have been full of amazing progress and great transformation. Today's Xizang enjoys social stability, economic development, ethnic unity, religious harmony, a sound environment, and secure borders. Its people live and work in peace and happiness. Xizang is truly a vibrant and thriving land. This fully shows that only under the leadership of the Communist Party of China, by firmly following the path of socialism with Chinese characteristics, only by upholding and improving the system of regional ethnic autonomy and implementing the party's guidelines for governing this region in the new era, has Xizang achieved its current prosperity and progress and will continue to shine even brighter in the future. Now we are at a new historical standing point. The party committee and all ethnic groups of Xizang will rally even more closely around the party central committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core. We will fully implement General Secretary Xi Jinping's important instructions on Xizang and the party's guidelines for governing this region in the new era. With firm confidence and bold initiative, we will take solid steps toward lasting peace and security and high quality development in Xizang. Our goal is to build a new modern socialist Xizang that is united, prosperous, culturally advanced, harmonious, and beautiful. Before I conclude, my colleagues and I wish to extend a sincere invitation to all of you, especially friends from the media. Welcome to Xizang. Visit it more often, see it for yourselves, share Xizang stories, help spread its voice, and present an objective, accurate, and complete picture of the happy lives and profound changes in Xizang under the party's leadership, so that the rest of the world will have a better understanding of Xizang, and Xizang will walk even closer to the rest of the world. Thank you. Now the floor is open. Please identify your media affiliation before raising your questions. The first question, please.
For 60 years, when the Xizang Autonomous Region was founded, especially in the recent 5 years, Xizang has been spared no efforts in pushing forward livelihood projects. Can you elaborate on how the people have benefited from these projects? Thank you for asking. Since the Xizang Autonomous Region was founded, the party committee of the Xizang Autonomous Region and the government has spared no efforts to improve the conditions of water, power, transport, and telecom infrastructures. People of all ethnic groups in Xizang has experienced great changes, from water basket to pipe, oil lamp to electric lamp, earth road to modern roads, and tent to buildings. Especially since the 14th five-year plan, we firmly implement the important instructions of General Secretary Xi Jinping on works relating to Xizang and the strategies of Xizang governance of the CPC in a new era. To make these and the improvement of livelihood and uniting the people as the starting point and the goal of developing socio-economic development. And we also continue to implement the 10 major livelihood projects and to deliver more benefits to people with our full heart and strike for new progress in child raising, education, employment, healthcare, elderly care, accommodation, and social security. During the 14th five-year plan, the country and the autonomous region has planned 28 fields of social courses projects with a total investment volume of 24.65 billion. Up to now, 23.68 billion have been implemented. We spared no efforts to do more concrete and good things for the people. In healthcare sector, we fully push forward the healthy Xizang construction. The number of healthcare institutions, hospital beds, and health technicians has reached 7,231, 21,488, and 50,766 respectively. Primary health care, health prevention and preservation, primary health services, and public health services has experienced great upgradation. Recently, the Xizang Hospital of West China School of Medicine, Sichuan University, started operation in Xizang. This marks a major step for Xizang to ensure its people to enjoy healthcare services for major diseases within Xizang. In education sector, there have been 29 newly built primary schools, 15 newly built middle schools, and 5 newly built high schools. We also adapted and expanded 6 vocational secondary schools and have started the construction of Shikaza Vocational and Technical College, thus improving the education resource allocation that is adaptable to demographic changes and ensure the children can enjoy good educations. In culture and sports sector, major cultural and sport infrastructure has been built. For example, the broadcasting and television and art center and the intelligent broadcasting television. This gives rise to the atmosphere of mass fitness and further enriched people's cultural and ethnical life. In social security sector, we have newly built 80 care centers for people facing difficulties. They have supported 5,825 elderlies with difficulties and built 11 children welfare agency. They have adopted more than 3,000 orphans. People under the coverage of healthcare now can enjoy direct settlement for cross-provisional medical treatment across the country. In 2024, the per capita net income of people lifted out of poverty enjoys a growth rate of 12.5%. Other than these livelihood projects, some issues including the central heating and oxygen supply for high altitude regions and the seasonal water shortage of high altitude agriculture and pastoral areas now have been solved. People can enjoy greater reliability of power supply and can have access to optical fiber, broadband connection, and full coverage of 4G network. People from Xizang now no longer face difficulties in accessing water, power, transport, and telecom services. They now live comfortable and convenient modern life. Xizang is showing a new image, and people of all ethnic groups in Xizang is enjoying high quality life brought by high quality development. Thank you. We have noticed that the Xizang Autonomous Region is continuing to push forward high standard opening up and expanding communication and cooperation. During this process, how is Xizang having more cooperation with the world in building an important international tourism destination? Thank you. Thank you for your question. Xizang enjoys a long history, rich culture, unique national scenery. It is bestowed with fruitful cultural resources and is an important reserve of the unique culture of the Chinese ethnic group and also an important international tourism destination. This gives Xizang unique strengths to develop cultural and tourism industries. Since the 10th Party Congress of the Xizang Autonomous Region, we attach great importance and support the development of cultural and tourism industry and have carried out institutional reform and and published a series of policies and measures. A series of cultural and tourism projects now have been implemented. This gave rise to the booming development of the cultural and tourism industry of the Xizang Autonomous Region. In 2024, the cultural industry output of the autonomous region has achieved a 23.8% growth. It has welcomed people from at home and overseas that can add up to 63.89 million, a growth of 15.8%. Among them, foreign tourism has grown by 188.2%. In the first half of this year, Xizang has welcomed tourism from both at home and overseas that can add up to 32.18 million, a growth of 11.7% year on year. On building Xizang into an important international tourism destination, we continue to draw experiences and learn from advanced experiences to expand exchanges and cooperation. We are now exploring to promote Xizang's tourism industry from sightseeing to cultural tourism and make sceneries to become tourism resort and to push for selling tickets to upgrade to tourism industry. First, we plan ahead by considering the natural resources, the cultural resources, and the geographical advantages, as well as the industry layout and factor guarantee in an integrated way. We integrate the development of the localities and also the cultural industries. Second is integrated development. By planning together the cultural and natural scenery, we continue to dig out the cultural resources of Xizang and enhance the construction of intangible cultural heritages. Through this way, we have constructed a series of counties and villages, for example, the Tangka village, the wood carving village, and the Tibetan incense village. Third is adhere to a people-centered approach. We take the 6 factors, including the eating, accommodation, transport, visit, shopping, and entertainment as a leverage to continue upgrade the services and projects and products of tourism industry and build more supporting facilities to improve the conditions of those natural sceneries. And fourth is forming synergy by improving the business environment and push forward the integrated development within Xizang and across provinces. We are now striving for the tourism industry of Xizang to align with international standards. Fifth is deliver more benefits to the people. Cultural and tourism industry is major industry and also can deliver benefits to people's livelihood. We are now sparing no efforts to support grassroots cultural talents and encourage these talents to engage in cultural and tourism industry and setting more products with regional characteristics and thus deliver more benefits to the people. We welcome friends both at home and overseas to visit Xizang to experience the sceneries and the culture of Xizang with your very eyes and heart and witness the development and changes of the new Xizang under socialism and modernization. Thank you.
This year marks the 60th anniversary of the founding of the Xizang Autonomous Region.
I want to ask about the economic development of the Xizang Autonomous Region and also how Xizang is balancing sustainability with high quality development while maintaining a high growth rate. Thank you for asking. Since the 14th Five-Year Plan, under the strong leadership of the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, The Xizang Autonomous Region firmly implement the important instructions of General Secretary Xi Jinping on works related to Xizang and also the strategy of Xizang governance of the CPC in a new era to deliver the instructions of General Secretary Xi Jinping of works relating to Xizang as stability, development, ecology, and building a strong border region into concrete programs and policies, thus pushing forward the development of Xizang into a national demonstration zone of ethnic unity and progress, and a demonstration zone of high quality development. Specifically, Xizang has experienced a change from the past into the socialism modernized development. People of all ethnic groups in Xizang in practices has pushed forward the socio-economic development of Xizang, and they have understand that they need to follow the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics to develop the economy and let this thought to really influence the people. And second, economic development is enjoying higher quality and performance since the 14th five-year plan. The major economic indicators and the growth rate has remained at the national forefront. Major projects are now accelerating implementation. 400 billion of investment has now been implemented. The Sichuan-Xizang railway projects are now accelerating, and the hydropower projects of the Yellow Zamba River downstream is now constructing. The Lhasa Ningzhi railway and the roads from Lhasa to Shikaza and Nachu is now starting operation. These major projects are showing more supportive function to economic development. Xizang's economy is now enjoying vitality and a great potential. Industry and tourism industry is enjoying new progress. Green energy, green industry, and cultural and tourism is accelerating in the year of 2024. Xizang has welcomed more than 33.89 million people both at home and overseas. They have totally spended 74.6%. These two numbers has grown by 15.8% and 14.5%. The plateau light industry has enjoyed new progress. The plateau cookers that has been produced and designed in Xizang, namely Snow Lotus and Xizang flower, are now enjoying a good performance. For example, the plateau cooker of Snow Lotus brand now have sold 1.2 million pieces, a volume of 490 million. Also, the image of the urban and rural areas are now different. People experience the change from Yagfell tent to new buildings, and there are now 820 beautiful villages in the plateau region. The living condition for people continues to improve. And six, reform and opening up is deepening comprehensively. We continue to improve the business environment and streamlining half of the administrative process. 100% of the government services can be accessed online. The Ningzhi pioneering region for reform and opening up is showing great performance, and the special custom zone of Lhasa has now started operation. The Shikaza land port construction is accelerating, booming the level of opening up of the region. during the 15th five-year plan region. It will mark an important stage of building on the past achievements and opening new chapters. We will draw from the experiences of the 14th five-year plan and adhere to integrate top-level design with pooling public wisdoms, thus achieving scientific and democratic decision makings. In this way, we will make a scientific 15th five-year plan and push for this plan to be more resilient and more scientific. We believe under the endeavors of people of all ethnic groups within the region, we can ensure an excellent conclusion of the 14th five-year plan and kick a good start for the 15th five-year plan. Thank you. This year marks the 16th anniversary of the foundation of the Xizang Autonomous Region. Are there any arrangements for the celebrations? If there are, can foreign journalists participate in these events? Thank you for asking. The founding of Xizang Autonomous Region marks a great turning point that started a new era in the history of Xizang. It is also of special position in China's revolution and construction history. The CPC Central Committee attaches great importance to the celebration events of the 60th anniversary of the foundation of Xizang Autonomous Region, and by the time there will be delegation of the CPC to go to Xizang and participate in the celebrations and watch the performance and pay a visit to show care and come to different localities to participate these celebration events. Currently, the preparation works are going forward smoothly. The major events are as follows. First, we plan those events carefully and adhere to the principle of festive and lively, thrifty and safety. We take to foster a strong sense of community of the Chinese nation and to push for the building of a sense of the community of the Chinese nation as a main focus and push forward the preparation of the celebration events marking the 60 years anniversary. Second is to pooling strengths. Through a series of celebration events, we will fully demonstrate the great importance attached by the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core. Let people in Xizang to feel the care and to demonstrate the great practice and historical achievements achieved in the development of Xizang, thus showing the great institutional superiority of socialism with Chinese characteristics. To let people of all ethnic groups in Xizang to stay united and rally around the CPC and pool strengths to build a new Xizang with socialism modernization. And third is to inspire the people to continue forging ahead by arranging publicity and education events. We encourage to have more events in grassroots publicity, cultural events, and performance, visit to show care, and other fruitful activities. Thus, enhance the sense of engaging and the sense of happiness of the people, and let them feel that, and let them be inspired by the CPC, by socialism, by the reform and opening up, by the development of the country, and by the solidarity of all ethnic groups. We will make these celebration events into a great festival for people of all ethnic groups in Xizang. Fourth is the principle of thrifty. We will strictly implement the 8-point decisions on improving party and government conduct, and stay committed to the principle of thrifty and opposed to waste, thus demonstrating the trend of the era and the characteristics of Xizang. In this way, we can let people of all ethnic groups in Xizang to feel the care and love of the CPC Central Committee. Also, I want to add that now we have invited 10 batches of foreign journalists coming from 25 countries to participate in those celebration events. Thank you.
There are reports saying that the Tibetan language has been removed from the college entrance examination and from the curriculum. Can you give us some examples, details on that? Thank you for your question. The education departments of the Chinese government have begun the comprehensive reform on the college entrance examination since 2014, which is facing all regions of the country. So far, 29 provinces and provincial level cities and regions have carried out the reform, but in Xizang, the reform began only in 2024. The main purpose of the reform is to redress the excessive emphasis solely on getting high grades and entering universities, and to truly help students reach their potential and improve fairness in society. In Chinese colleges, the majors taught in the Tibetan language mainly include Tibetan literature and Tibetan medicine. The enrollment capacity is limited. The passage of getting higher education is narrow, and the limitations are real. Job opportunities related to the majors are few. After the adjustment of the relevant policies, students in Xizang, like those in other provinces, take one unified examination, in which the mandatory subjects are Chinese language, mathematics, and a foreign language. The foreign language may be English, Russian, Japanese, French, German, or Spanish. And the selective subjects include politics, history, geography, physics, chemistry, and biology. Students in Xizang can still apply for Tibetan language majors in universities. They take a unified language examination organized by the Xizang Autonomous Region, and those who pass the test can apply for those majors. This will help the students of all ethnic groups enjoy fairer access to high-quality education and upskill in all subjects from science to arts, so that the students have more opportunities to succeed and enjoy more options in terms of the majors they study in universities. The adjustment of subjects in college entrance examination in Xizang is not about removing the Tibetan language curriculum whatsoever. The Tibetan language is still in the curriculum of middle and primary schools in Xizang and other regions with Tibetan inhabitants. The configuration of the Tibetan language curriculum in the basic education stage remains unchanged, and the number of lessons is not reduced, and it follows the same strict requirements like other subjects in terms of implementing the teaching plan and improving the teaching methods. And it is part of the performance evaluation of junior and senior high school stages. The Xizang Autonomous Region and other regions with Tibetan inhabitants have sufficient Tibetan language teachers. In Xizang, there are more than 30,000 bilingual teachers, and the number of Tibetan language-only teachers grew from 5,800 in 2018 to nearly 8,300. In normal universities like Qinghai Normal University and comprehensive universities like the Minzu University of China and the Xizang University have all majors taught in the Tibetan language. And every year, a certain number of graduates of Tibetan language majors become new teachers. Thank you. Recently, the 14th Dalai Lama once again released a statement on its reincarnation. How do you look at this? The reincarnation of living Buddhas follows a strict set of religious rituals and historical conventions. The source of legitimacy for the title of Dalai Lama lies with the central government. On the issue of the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama, the central government has the irrefutable right to make the final decision. This is the code followed by the believers of the faith and an important part of the religious rituals and the historical conventions that regulates the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama. This is a matter that is never up to the Dalai Lama himself. The reincarnation of the Dalai Lama has to follow the principles of searching the soul boy within China, drawing lots from the golden urn, and getting approval of the central government. It has to adhere to the historical conventions and religious rituals and be handled in accordance with China's laws and regulations. The Qinghai Tibet Plateau is known as a stabilizer of global climate security. What experience does Xizang have to share with the world in terms of ecological preservation and green development? Thank you for your question. A good ecological environment is the basis for a high-quality human life. We always view the protection of the environment on the Qinghai Tibet Plateau as where our greatest value lies, our biggest responsibility, and where the greatest potential of Xizang lies. We have actively implemented Xi Jinping thought on ecological civilization and followed the instructions of General Secretary Xi Jinping on protecting the ecological environment. We have given top priority to ecological preservation and focused on building a national ecological conservation center. By doing so, we have continually consolidated the ecological shield for the country and protected all the living beings and the environment of Xizang. Firstly, we followed the most stringent ecological conservation system. We implement with earnest the law on the protection of ecology on the Qinghai Tibet Plateau and introduced the regulations on building a national ecological civilization center. We implemented area-specific control measures on protection, maintained zero approval and zero introduction of projects and companies that with high energy consumption, high emissions, and low quality. We actively advanced the building of national parks and the Lhasa Greening project so that we enjoy greener mountains and clearer skies. Now, the ecological protected area accounts for about 50% of Xizang's land, and the nature reserves account for 37.95% of the land areas. And Xizang is the first province in China where all the cities have established national level ecological civilization demonstration zones. Second, we stick to the philosophy of green development. In 2024, the total number of green foods, organic agricultural products, agricultural GIs, and national prestigious agricultural products reached 404. Green and organic have become the shining brand of farming and husbandry products in Xizang. The green transition of industry is accelerating. From 2021 to 2024, we fostered 17 national-level green factories and 1 national-level green industrial park. The plateau products are becoming greener, more profitable, and more innovative. Third, we have deepened our efforts to achieve low-carbon development. Based on our world-class hydro and solar resources, we follow a clear set of do's and don'ts. We accelerate the building of clean energy bases and actively contributed to hitting the goals of carbon peaking and carbon neutrality. In 2024, the electricity from clean energy accounted for above 99%, which means we have basically realized the full supply by clean energy, making Xizang the cleanest province in the country in terms of energy source for electricity. The share of consumption of non-fossil fuels now accounts for about 55%, and which is also leading the country. Our per capita carbon emission is only a third of the national average. Fourth, we have delivered benefits to the people through ecological conservation. The ecological compensation system kept improving from 2021 to 2024. 13.68 billion yuan have been delivered to the people as grassland ecology compensation and reward. 2.26 million farmers and herdsmen enjoy this policy. In terms of central budget on forest ecology compensation, 5.14 billion has been delivered, and 103,000 people are working on forest management and protection as a full-time or part-time job. Every year, 440,000 jobs are created in ecological conservation, and the people are feeling the theoretical power of Xi Jinping thought on ecological civilization, and the people have made a living through ecological conservation. Today, Xizang remains one of the regions doing the best in the world in ecological conservation. This is a result of our firm commitment to Xi Jinping thought on ecological civilization and the idea that green is gold and snow is silver. We will continue to defend the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau as humanity's common ecological asset and contribute to building a community of all life on Earth. Thank you. The system of regional ethnic autonomy has been established as China's basic policy on ethnic affairs. Over the past 60 years, how is this policy implemented in Xizang? Can you give us a few concrete examples? Thank you. Thank you for your question. In September 1965, the Xizang Autonomous Region was established, and a system of regional ethnic autonomy began to be exercised, under which all ethnic groups fully enjoy the right to equally participate in the management of state affairs and to administer their own regional and ethnic affairs. The people have not only broken free from the shackles of serfdom, but also become masters of their own destinies. Over the past 60 years, the system of regional ethnic autonomy has led to remarkable progress in Xizang's political, economic, and cultural endeavors. And Xizang has become a model of success in China's governance of the ethnic border regions. Let me elaborate on a few aspects. First, the ethnic minority's right to make decisions is guaranteed by law. According to the law on regional ethnic autonomy of the People's Republic of China, there shall be citizens of the Tibetan ethnic group among the chairperson and vice chairpersons of the People's Congress of Xizang, and the chairman of the Autonomous Region government shall be a citizen of the Tibetan ethnic group. Till this day, all the chairpersons of the People's Congress, and all the chairmen of the Autonomous Region government have been citizens of the Tibetan ethnic group. The incumbent 12th People's Congress of Xizang consists of 428 deputies, among whom 280 are from the Tibetan and other minority ethnic groups, accounting for 65.42%. Secondly, the right to implement central decisions with necessary alterations is guaranteed. The law on regional ethnic autonomy stipulates that if any resolution, decision, order, or instruction of the state organ at a high level does not suit the conditions in an ethnic autonomous area, the autonomous government of the area may either implement it with certain alterations or cease implementing it after reporting to and receiving the approval of the state organ. By the end of 2024, Xizang's People's Congress and its Standing Committee had enacted 171 regional laws, regulations, and regulatory resolutions and decisions, among which 136 remain valid and 35 have been abolished. Thirdly, the equal use of languages is guaranteed by law. Both the Constitution of China and the law on regional ethnic autonomy clearly stipulate that all ethnic groups have the freedom to use and develop their own spoken and written languages. When the Xizang Autonomous Region's People's Congress adopts a resolution, laws, and regulations, and when the governments of Xizang issues region-wide documents and public notices, both the national common language and the Tibetan language must be used. Fourth, all ethnic groups' equal rights are guaranteed by law. The law on regional ethnic autonomy stipulates that the autonomous organs of an ethnic autonomous area shall guarantee equal rights for various ethnic groups in the area, help other ethnic minorities living in compact communities in the area, establish appropriate autonomous areas or ethnic townships. The Xizang Autonomous Region has established 9 ethnic townships in the 3 cities of Shannan, Linzhi, and Chengdu, including 5 Mongba townships, 3 Loba townships, and 1 Nashi township. The equal rights of all ethnic groups in Xizang to participate in the management of regional affairs are guaranteed. Thank you. I thank the spokespersons and thank you for coming. Welcome you all to Xizang. Thank you.